This evening, first, Mashramani 2025 dazzles the nation. From electrifying performances to eye-catching floats, thousands took to the streets in a spectacular celebration of culture and unity. Even President Ali and Prime Minister Phillips joined the revelry. Did they keep up with the beat? We'll show you. Plus, a tragic end. A young woman shot dead in a shocking case of domestic violence. Her partner is in custody and the nation demands justice. And deadly roads. 5 lives lost in separate crashes across the country. What went wrong and what authorities are saying tonight. Also breaking barriers. 2 young women defying the odds, proving women belong in any industry, including heavy-duty equipment operation. Their inspiring journey coming up. Finally, President Donald Trump hints at high-stakes peace talks. Could this signal a shift in U.S.-Russia relations? Stay with us. Details on these stories and more coming up next on Headline News Update. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for February 25th, 2025. I am Libby Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, the curtains have closed on Mashramani 2025, with the Grand Float Parade attracting thousands of revelers and onlookers, cementing its status as a resounding success. The streets of Georgetown came alive last Sunday with vibrant displays of culture, color, and creativity as revelers in elaborately designed costumes danced their way down Church Street into Pleasanton Road. Pulsating music, traditional Guyanese delicacies, and an enthusiastic crowd, including local and tourists, amplifying festive atmosphere. Adding to the excitement was the participation of President Dr. Muhammad Irfan Ali as he attempted to move to the beat of the music.
Muhammad Ali. See more music.
Prime Minister Brigadier Retired Mark Phillips also joined the revelry, waving to the energetic crowd and participating in the celebrations as he moved to the sounds of Omaya Hall's Breakaway. Their presence electrified the parade as they danced alongside revelers, embracing the unity and spirit of Mashramani. The moment was met with thunderous applause and excitement, reinforcing the festival's theme of expressing our culture and creativity as one Guyana. Government ministries and private sector entities actively participated in the national celebration, showcasing extravagant floats. Among them were the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development, which highlighted the theme of solid waste management under the slogan, Cleaner Communities for a Brighter and Prosperous Guyana. The Ministry of Agriculture with the honeybee and the new locally produced crops. However, the Ministry of Home Affairs came with a positive message of do the right thing as their revelers gyrated around a plane spray-painted with the words "Say no to drug trafficking" and a badly damaged car, warning of the dangers of speeding and the road carnage. Members of the opposition, PNCR, were also out in their numbers, celebrating Ghana's cultural heritage and unity in diversity. Party leader Aubrey Norton was not missing a beat. The streets were paved with floats, revelers, and hundreds of supporters. Some onlookers spoke with DPI and expressed excitement about the day.
With the office of the Prime Minister for the past 2 years, it is a great experience for me so far. I'm in love with it. I'm the queen of the float as well. I'm in love with it.
Really enjoying. I love the fact that it's mixed. You know, like everyone's contributing, everyone's pulling together to do something for everybody. I really love it.
Mashramani. As you see, our band is positive messages, right? Positive message, we are mashing as one. Mashramani is a time where everybody come together and, you know, mash as Guyanese, everybody's Guyanese. Even the foreigners who come for is mash as with we as Guyanese.
Celebrated under the theme expressing our culture and creativity as one Guyana, Mashramani 2025 has proven to be a unifying force, bringing together people from all backgrounds to revel in the nation's richest heritage. We now bring you a heartbreaking story. The tragic death of 27-year-old Kenesha Vaughn has once again highlighted the alarming rate of domestic violence in Guyana. Her partner, 32-year-old businessman Marlon De Silva, remains in police custody as authorities investigate the brutal shooting that claimed her life on Saturday night. According to Crime Chief Wendell Blanham, investigators are finalizing their probe. Once the file is completed, the case is expected to be forwarded to the Director of Public Prosecutions for further legal advice. The incident occurred at the couple's Diamond Housing Scheme home after De Silva, who had been imbibing with friends earlier in the day, returned home. Vaughn reportedly called him to come home, which aggravated De Silva. The couple then engaged in a heated argument during which De Silva allegedly slapped Vaughn. In retaliation, she is said to have grabbed a knife and approached him. At this point, De Silva drew his licensed firearm and shot Vaughn multiple times, hitting her in several areas of her body. She fell immediately and De Silva contacted the police. Vaughn was rushed to the Diamond Hospital but succumbed to her injuries while receiving treatment. A breathalyzer test revealed De Silva's blood alcohol content was 83%, far exceeding the legal limit of 35%. The police recovered 4 9mm casings and 3 suspected projectiles from the scene, and Vaughn's body bore 12 gunshot wounds. This tragic incident is another stark reminder of the growing problem of domestic violence in Guyana, with many cases escalating to fatal outcomes. The public and authorities continue to call for strong measures to address and prevent violence in intimate relationships. Minister of Human Services and Social Security, Dr. Vindya Prasad, has consistently encouraged the use of the 914 hotline launched in December of 2020 to report abuse cases.
The ministry has, over the last few years, developed a system to support, to intervene in cases of gender-based violence, what we call domestic violence, interpersonal violence, and family violence. We have expended efforts to ensure that there is a mechanism, a 24-hour toll-free hotline, 914, where reports of violence can be made. This hotline is there for everyone in every region, in every community. This hotline is to be utilized in such a way that even if it is an active case of violence happening, you can call for us to have the police intervene. That is how seriously we are taking violence. We can only know what is happening if you report it to us. We want to know so that we can intervene and cause the situation to be dealt with condignly.
Additionally, the IMAP app and Cop Squad initiative, which trains police officers on handling domestic violence cases, provide further support avenues for victims. Today, Simone Brooms and her newly formed party, the Assembly for Liberty and Prosperity, picketed outside of the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security building, calling for more to be done to curb domestic violence and stricter enforcement of the existing law.
The system has a responsibility. We are not out here to ask or beg. They have a responsibility of the government to deal with these matters. And so social services just come across like you're there to provide service after the fact. After the fact that a woman died, after the fact that a child has been raped, and to come to argue with stats, that's not where we want to head. Because by the time you come after the fact, a child has been murdered. Because when a child got raped and a woman got raped or a boy, they live with that their entire life. You understand what I mean? And so we are saying we must activate what is there to prevent.
Statistics have shown in the past that Guyana has a relatively high incidence of domestic violence, with roughly 1 out of every 2 women between the ages of 15 and 60 having been abused by their husbands, spouses, or partners at some stage in their lives. In other news, the body of a man was discovered this morning in the lake at the Lake Mainstay Resort in Region 2, Pomeroon, Supernam, prompting an active police investigation. The deceased has been identified as Dion Edwards. Reports indicate that clothing was spotted near the water's edge, suggesting that he had entered the lake for a swim. However, it later became evident that he may have drowned the previous evening. Authorities are currently on the scene and further details will be provided as the investigation unfolds. Stick around when we return. Ministry of Labor continues to empower women to break barriers in male-dominated fields, and 5 men died in separate road accidents over the holiday weekend.
It's Digicell's 18th anniversary and we're going big with our blowout sale. Get up to 40% off Samsung smartphones. Yes, you heard that right. 40% off Samsung smartphones. Grab the Samsung A05 for just $17,000. The A15 for only $27,000. And the A25 at a jaw-dropping $35,000. But wait, there's more. With every purchase, enjoy a 30-day free data plan to stay connected. Hurry to a Digicel store near you. Offer good while stocks last. Digicel, the network for everyone, everywhere.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Common smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Welcome back. 5 men lost their lives in 3 separate road accidents between Sunday night and Monday morning along the Quarantine Berbice and Weller's Delight Public Road, West Coast Demerara. The first accident occurred around 7:30 p.m. Sunday at Williamsburg Public Road, Quarantine Berbice. 64-year-old Dennis Gile, a pedestrian, was struck by a lorry driven by 22-year-old Nicholas Yadram. Despite Yadram's attempt to brake, the collision was unavoidable. Garrick was taken to the Port Morant Public Hospital but was pronounced dead on arrival. A breathalyzer test revealed that Yadram was over the legal alcohol limit and he remains in police custody. The second accident occurred around 12:10 a.m. on Monday at the Weller's Delight Public Road, West Coast Demerara. 40-year-old Abdul Sharif Rahim, who was reportedly intoxicated, walked into the path of an oncoming vehicle driven by 43-year-old Ashley Raymond. He was hit and flung onto the car's windshield before falling to the road. Rahim was transported to the West Demerara Regional Hospital where he was pronounced dead on arrival. Just minutes later, at 12:15 a.m., another fatal collision at number 79 Public Road, Quarantine Berbice, claimed the lives of 3 young men, 18-year-old Kishan Ramnath, 22-year-old Adrian Inshan, and 21-year-old Amir Sohan. Ramnath and Ishan were on a motorcycle while Saban was on another motorcycle. Police reported that Ramnath was speeding when he lost control and collided with Saban. The impact threw all three men onto the roadway, causing severe injuries. They were rushed to the Skellon Public Hospital, where Ramnath and Saban were pronounced dead. Ishan was later transferred to New Amsterdam Hospital, where he succumbed to his injuries during treatment. Police investigations into all three incidents are ongoing. On a different note, the Ministry of Labour is pushing forward with its commitment to inclusive workforce development, ensuring that no one is left behind, including women. In a field traditionally dominated by men, two determined young mothers, Latoya Walcott and Kanisha Walcott, have defied the odds to become certified heavy-duty equipment operators. They were among 50 graduates from Region 2 who completed training through the Board of Industrial Training, BIT, and received their certificates at the Essequibo Technical Institute. Balancing motherhood, work, and education, Latoya and Kanisha persevered to secure better futures for their children. Latoya, a former school dropout, never imagined she would graduate, but her love for hard work and determination led her to success.
I'm a 23-year-old mother. Coming to classes and juggling work and a baby, it was tough, but with determination and hard work, anything is possible.
Kanisha, who juggled early mornings and long days, saw the program as a stepping stone to become a business owner.
Being able to wake up from 5 in the morning to get the kids ready to school, then back to training, from training back to work, then going home to, do it all over again. And had this gold scholarship. It was really, as I said, it was really demanding.
Minister of Labour Joseph Hamilton reaffirmed the government's commitment to skill development, encouraging young people to embrace multi-skilled careers.
I preach deliberately, saying to young people, you have to be multi-skilled and multi-talented to survive this world that is before you. That's why at the level of BIT, we allow for a trainee that has graduated, they can do another program in the Board of Industrial Training.
The BIT program continues to uplift women, young people, migrants, and parents by providing valuable training opportunities. Over the past 4 years, over 1,300 individuals in Region 2 have graduated from BIT, demonstrating ongoing efforts to create an inclusive and skilled workforce. Don't go away after the break. DR Congo faces a cash crisis as M23 rebels seize territory, and Motley's call for CARICOM governance reform.
Digicel is celebrating 18 amazing years, and we're giving you the ultimate shopping spree. That's right, top up with $1,000 or more, and you could be one of 4 lucky winners, each walking away with up to $1 million in groceries. Imagine filling your cards with everything you need and more, absolutely free. Top up now and get ready to dash for cards full of groceries. Digicel, the network for everyone, everywhere.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Our smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Good girl, forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for do a surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. In the Caribbean, Barbadian Prime Minister and CARICOM Chair Mia Moore-Motley has urged reforms in CARICOM's governance at the 48th regular meeting in Bridgetown. She highlighted urgent issues like climate change, crime, and food security, while stressing the need for independent funding. Motley called for stronger political leadership and regional unity, stating, "It cannot be business as usual," urging leaders to prioritize Caribbean citizens' needs. Meanwhile, the U.S. has twice sided with Russia in key UN votes, marking the third anniversary of the Ukraine war, signaling a shift in U.S. policy under the Trump administration. The U.S. opposed a European resolution condemning Russia at the UN General Assembly and later drafted a Security Council resolution calling for peace but without criticizing Moscow. The move sparked criticism from U.S. allies and lawmakers. Meanwhile, in Europe, high-stakes potential peace talks suggested by Donald Trump have revealed a change in decades-long U.S. policy on Russia. However, early signs of hope for more diplomacy between the two superpowers were seen during Trump's first administration. Al Jazeera's Rosalind Jordan reports.
A lot of very positive things going to come out of the relationship. So, Vladimir, thank you very much.
U.S. President Donald Trump has never missed a chance to show his affection for Russia or his disdain for Ukraine and its leader, Volodymyr Zelensky, whom he has long called corrupt and a crony of former President Joe Biden. Just recently, Trump went on social media to label Zelensky, quote, a dictator without elections. Zelensky better move fast or he is not going to have a country left. Still, Trump promised to play peacemaker once Russian troops invaded Ukraine 3 years ago.
Before I even arrive at the Oval Office, I will have the disastrous war between Russia and Ukraine settled.
But in the White House, his first round of diplomacy had only Americans and Russians, no Ukrainians, sitting at the table in Saudi Arabia. That angered Zelensky, already feeling pressured to hand over to Trump $500 billion worth of Ukrainian rare earth minerals. Trump has argued this is payment for the military aid given to Kyiv during the war. However, U.S. government figures say Congress only approved $182 billion in military and humanitarian aid in the last 3 years. Just $32 billion of that was the value of excess U.S. military equipment donated to Ukrainian forces. At this point, Zelensky is trying a new bargaining tactic, sacrificing himself for Ukraine's future.
If it's about peace in Ukraine and you really want me to leave my position, I'm ready to do that. Secondly, I can exchange it for NATO membership, if there is such an opportunity.
But that point may not persuade Russia, which has long objected to what it calls the creep of NATO toward its western border, and Trump agrees.
That's been written in stone. And somewhere along the line, Biden said, no, they should be able to join NATO. Well, then Russia has somebody right on their doorstep, and I could understand their feeling about that.
As the war between Ukraine and Russia starts its fourth year, it's clear the U.S. is taking sides, something a neutral arbitrator is not supposed to do. Rosalind Jordan, Al Jazeera, Washington.
Finally, M23 rebels are seizing more territory in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. The government says the conflict has killed more than 7,000 people since the beginning of the year. For people living in areas taken by Rwanda-backed rebels, daily life has become a struggle. Even hard currency has become difficult to come. Al Jazeera's Alian Yurkani reports.
Getting cash in Goma used to be an easy trip to the ATM. But ever since M23 rebels took control of the city and other areas of the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, the money has run dry. It put many people in a tough situation.
Niko na
I've got my bank card here, but since M23 came, I can no longer make a withdrawal. We wonder how we'll get food. The little money that we do have is starting to run out. I need to make a withdrawal. But where can I do that?
When the rebels entered the city, banks were closed and their staff fled. Even those lucky enough to have cash on hand find it's quickly running out. Shop owners say it's becoming impossible to stay in business.
People no longer have money. They have spent everything they had left. Money is no longer circulating, which makes our business very difficult.
M23 is backed by the Rwandan government. The Democratic Republic of Congo accuses Rwanda of wanting to control the resources in the area. But M23 says it's protecting ethnic Tutsis. In areas taken by the rebels, many are hoping for a return to normal regardless of who is in charge.
The new authorities must negotiate with the owners of the banks. If they can refinance them, it will help them relaunch their economic activities. That would help us a lot. But the most important thing for all of us here is that the war stops.
Besides cash, supplies of many essentials like food and medicine are also in short supply. There are also fears that Goma could see further violence if the Congolese forces attempt to take the city back. This ongoing shortage of currency in the city of Goma forces some people to travel back and forth every day to neighboring Rwanda to get cash from Rwandan banks. Allen Waikani, Al Jazeera, Goma, the Democratic Republic of Congo.
This brings us to the end of our regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 3D forecast. And that's FTV2 Headline News for this Tuesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. You can tune in tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. for a rebroadcast and at 7 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.